Rapper accused of murder getting ready to head to the courtroom after the trial was delayed for years. Devin Karp is here standing by with how we got to this point.
All right, and a new Amber Alert in our area this morning. 2 children are believed to be in danger. We've got their descriptions and some vehicles to look out for. We'll get to that here in just a little bit. Speaking of vehicles, though, we're keeping an eye on the traffic situation. RJ and Alex are standing by. Yeah. We've got a lot of weather to unfold as well.
Oh, yeah. And it's Tuesday, April 1st, guys. Again, we got so much to get to today. Right now, first and foremost, let's go ahead and get to meteorologist Justin Horn to knock out what's going on in our forecast. Maybe. Right, so we're dealing with some technical difficulties right now.
But we got a little gremlin in the system right now. So Japhanie will now perform for us, and she'll sing a little. No, okay. No,
I was gonna say I'll let you go ahead and take the mic on that one, bro.
No, you know this is the live TV. So we're gonna get on with the story. So we'll get to Justin and RJ and the rest of the crew in a little bit. So we'll reset here and get back to that Amber Alert that we mentioned here just a few moments ago, if possible. Here, let's see if we can pull this up on the screen and give you an idea. There are a couple of kids that are unaccounted for right now and missing. There's 1-year-old Aspen Johnson and 11-year-old Kadri Grant. They are believed to be in danger. So the two were last seen at 5 o'clock yesterday evening near Culebra and Tezel Road in northwest Bexar County. Police say they could be with 35-year-old Scott Young and 30-year-old Lee Sanford. There are 2 vehicles to look out for. We'll bring Justin in here to talk about the weather momentarily. A black 2023 Chevrolet Corvette or a white 2013 Chevy Silverado. So if you know anything, call 911. You can go to our website, KSAT.com, but we're going to completely reset right now.
So right now we're just dealing with, again, those technical difficulties. Exactly. I know typically you would have been over there and here, but you've been working. And either way, the weather is changing.
Are we sure this isn't April Fool's?
Wait, can we be sure about that? Can we check?
Yeah, so we're going to talk about the weather a little bit here. I should have a marker and just, draw some pictures out.
We might have to here. I'll give you some paper and we'll give you if it comes to that.
Yes. But what I can tell you is that we're starting off cloudy this morning. We'll see temperatures make their way into the 80s this afternoon. I think the skies will clear. We'll get some sun. It'll be humid. Humidity is starting to pour back in. And, of course, the focus that we have this week is on those rain chances Friday into Saturday, namely Friday night, Saturday morning, where we could see some strong storms. I don't think we're going to see, widespread severe weather, but it is worth noting because we have so much going on this weekend, and then we get some cold stuff on Sunday into Monday. So that'll be the other big story, too, that we're following as we get later into.
Think about all the golfers that are coming into town, and then you have all the basketball fans from the 4 cities. San Antonio, April is notorious for some of what we saw yesterday evening play out.
And I was thinking back to the last Final Four. I went out there and interviewed some folks who I think they were coming in from California, and they were all in shorts. And I remember that Final Four also got cold.
Yes.
And I'm thinking these folks coming from
RJ in here.
Auburn. Auburn is in what city?
Auburn, Alabama.
Thank you.
There you go. Anyway, it will.
Near Atlanta.
They're going to be rolling in here thinking it's going to be warm, and it actually will be quite chilly Sunday and Monday.
All right. Thank you so much, Justin. Okay, so right now we're doing this kind of old school. RJ, what's going down in the traffic?
Yeah, War Eagle, Justin, by the way. Yes, that is their chance. Traffic situation, mostly northeast side, guys. A little bit busy out there. So no major accidents out there right now. So that is good news. Everyone is no fooling around on the road.
Seriously.
On April Fools right now. Again, no major accidents out there, no major stalls or anything of that nature. Do want to remind folks, though, 1604 Blanco for the rest of this week. We're going to have some overnight closures. There's some detours around the Hebner Road area. So 1604 Blanco, always very busy as we get close to also parts of 281 there as well. We got a lot of folks coming in. Final Four. Later today, the city and law enforcement officials are going to host a press conference to talk a lot about, obviously, downtown closures, construction, and safety, transportation, via. There's going to be a lot of things discussed today. Later on, 11 o'clock, I'm going to be covering that for some of our later newscasts.
All right.
He's Mr. Final Four.
Hey, we're about to switch it up right now. Again, we're giving you guys the news that you need to know. Devin, you've been covering this whole trial situation. It's a big, big deal that's happening. So this is something that you've been focusing on.
So this is Tamor McIntyre. He was arrested originally back in 2019 for murder. He was given 55 years over there later on. Now, back in 2019, that's when this all started. But now in his Bexar County trial, TK is accused of killing Mark Anthony Saldivar back in 2017. This trial was delayed for years, but is now moving forward, all because of partially some evidence here that's a big deal. A music video called The Race that TK reportedly made while on the run from authorities. They say it could be a key piece of evidence coming up here in this trial that's going to be going on. It's been very high profile. It's got millions and millions of views on YouTube right now. He is being charged with capital murder, but because of how old he was when that crime was allegedly committed, he will not be facing the death penalty. If sentenced, he would be faced automatically to life in prison. So that's going to be coming up later today at around 11 a.m. this morning. We're going to be live streaming that trial on all of our digital platforms coming up today from start to finish. I know this is one that people have been following for a while, waiting for this day to get here. So it's going to be a big one, guys.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Devin Karp. We'll release RJ as well, because I know you got Final Four and traffic stuff.
Yeah, we
Jeffrey
do have,
and I are going to move on here.
What's coming up next, producer? Let's go.
We're going to talk about the East Central ISD on here. So, by the way, thank you for bearing with us here. We have a bit of a situation going on in the control room right now. So we're just, as live TV is prone to do, we're going to keep the ball. The show must go on. So we're going to turn our attention, Devin, thank you very much. We're going to turn our attention to East Central ISD right now. Voters in that district will soon decide if that district should get a $300 million for a bond, and that would come ultimately from an increase in property taxes.
Yeah, we got a diagram provided by the district that explains that the average home in the district valued at $280,000. Homes at the value will see a nearly yearly increase of $157 in their property taxes, about $13 a month.
Right, so if the bond is passed, the increase would go into effect in 2027. School board members explained that the property tax hike would not impact 100% disabled veterans or homeowners over 65 with a homestead exemption. So again, this is an East Central ISD. We'll continue to monitor all of this. We're going to step aside, reset. We'll come back with more GMSA in just a little bit.
All right, welcome back to GMSA. Again, our sincere apologies about the technical issues that we're dealing with. Hopefully, we are back on track. Yeah, so again, we've been keeping you guys updated all school year about the collaboration between our local high school media teams and our area nonprofits in a program called BexarFest. It's wrapping up this week with the award ceremony set for tomorrow night at the Tobin Center. And Southwest Legacy has 2 teams participating.
Now, Stephanie Cerna caught up with those teams. One is competing in the audio visual category and the other in the animation category.
I worked with the cameras, I worked with sound. I also did the editing here on the computer, and I also did coloring and working with audio.
10th grader Ada Almazan is the BexarFest team captain for the audiovisual team at Southwest Legacy High School. Ada's team has teamed up with the nonprofit Delview Music Foundation, and their core mission, to make music available to everyone.
We wanted to highlight what they do, like the programs that they have. So we went to them teaching 5th graders at elementaries. All the clips that we have here, we wanted to show how they teach the classes, how they interact with other people.
I understand this is your first year with BexarFest, taking your students over there for the awards this week. Tell me what it's been like so far to be a part of this program.
It's been fun. We've all just kind of jumped in, dived in head first, and got to work with our nonprofit. They were really great people.
Good public education model.
Ruby Benavides is leading the animation team with the high school, and they have partnered with the nonprofit Rooted, which is a parent-led group working to promote traditional public schools.
Knowing their mission and knowing what they're trying to do, how neat was it to be able to help make materials for this nonprofit?
It was very nice because I myself have gone throughout Southwest ISD from elementary to high school. I was mainly doing the final cut, bringing everything together. So putting the animation on, putting the interviews together.
Most of them very quiet and very shy, but they can draw immaculately and animate their characters. This project allowed for them to kind of step out of that comfort zone.
And the materials that students made this school year, both nonprofits could use for years to come. Stephanie Cerna, KSAT 12 News.
So the BexarFest Awards night is happening tomorrow night at the Tobin Center again. And of course, Stephanie will be there welcoming the future Spielberg to the red carpet.
Indeed, we'll be doing the 6 o'clock news tomorrow. There'll be some live components and all that and streaming the red carpet. I think RJ will be out there.
Yeah, I think that was supposed to be RJ.
Working the red carpet, doing
that.
his thing. KSAT.com for all the RJ coverage tomorrow. He's that and the Final Four, man, and traffic. I mean, he's staying very busy. So.
All right, Patty.
All right.
All right, guys, wouldn't it be great if we all had Fridays off from work? Well, Floresville ISD is the latest school district to start a 4-day school week with a few hybrid days. More than 130 campuses across Texas have transitioned to this type of calendar. Lavernia ISD made the 4-day transition in 2023, but that change came with some skepticism that schools could function without that 5th day of classes.
See it hopefully never going away. And I personally, even our teachers talk about it. How could we ever go back to a 5-day week? This has helped not only our teachers, it's helped our students, it's even helped our athletes too as well.
They say it's taken an entire community effort to make the schedule work. Daycares and YMCAs have opened up spaces for parents who need childcare on Fridays. Bandera ISD made the switch to a 4-day school week this school year. The goal is for many districts just to have teacher retention coming up at 6:30. What a recent study says about the test results for students who only go to school 4 days a week.
Thank you very much, Patty. Of course, we are all about the Final Four here in the Alamo City. Of course, it is finally here after months, years of preparation, Ernie. Lots of people coming into town, so we wanted to do something that we're calling Get to Know Your Final Four Team. And we're going to start with our team up the road, the Houston Cougars.
Yeah, down I-10 here. So the program has been to 7 Final Fours and runner-ups twice. They've never won, so this would be the program's first national championship. Their most popular player, arguably, would be the one and only Hakeem Olajuwon.
Oh, yeah.
Spurs fans probably still have nightmares about the 95 West Finals in the Alamo Dome when Hakeem led the Rockets over the Spurs and David Robinson. With that dream shake?
Yes, unfortunately remember that very clearly.
Yes.
And finally, the University of Houston campus, located 200 miles from the Alamo Dome. It's a short trip, of course, on I-10, and their mascot is named Shasta. That is the name that refers to both a live and lifelike costumed cougar mascots.
All right, there you have it. So,
yes.
so many other events happening throughout the week as well.
Absolutely, yes. Of course, we have several things going on with the Final Four festivities. We have a full list of singers and bands performing for free on KSAT.com. And later this morning, city officials and police will host a press conference for everything that you need to know before you go to the Final Four, whether it's the games or all of these other events. Of course, we are expected to bring in over 100,000 visitors to the Alamo City. So they will discuss safety, of course, very important, transportation and downtown road closures. We will be covering that event later this morning on KSAT.com.
And tell your family and friends that are coming in for the Final Four that it's going to get chilly on Saturday, so they don't get, or Saturday evening into Sunday, so they don't get caught off guard. Let's talk about April. It is April 1st. Happy April Fool's Day to you. No fooling here, though. 78 degrees is the average high. Average low is 55. Average high by the end of the month is 83, and the average low is 62. We usually pick up about 2.42 inches of rain. At least that's the average. And this is usually one of our better months for rainfall because we do see those spring-like thunderstorms. Could we see some this week? And the short answer is yes. As we look at the severe weather risk today, as outlined by the Storm Protection Center, most of it, that risk is to our north, but it does include some of our far western counties here. This stretches all the way up into the plains, by the way. That's where the better odds are. And I'll show you this to show you how this kind of evolves as we get into tomorrow. Shifts east, better odds, Little Rock up to St. Louis, but still it tells back down into the hill country. Same story on Thursday. Our odds of seeing storms are low next couple days, but like yesterday, if we can get a storm to pop up, it can go strong to severe. So that's why I want to highlight that. But really our best odds at rain are going to come Friday, and it's all due to this upper level low, which is spinning. What we're looking at here, where you see those yellows and reds, this is rain making energy. So energy in the atmosphere that can give us lift. And by late Friday into Saturday, this low is going to be responsible for giving us some of those showers and storms. And this is what we'll be watching as it moves through. It's also going to draw in some much chillier air by the time we get into Sunday and Monday. So rain chances, 40% Friday night, Saturday morning. That is the window where we will have the best odds at seeing storms and maybe a couple severe storms as well. Meantime, it is currently 65 outside, 63 in Converse, 63 Bernie. If you're getting the kids out the door this morning, you don't really need a jacket. It's a little cool right now, but we'll get back into the 80s this afternoon. 74 noontime, 81 at 2 o'clock, 84 at 5 p.m. And yes, there is a 10% chance of a storm, but again, most of us will stay dry. As we look at the extended forecast here, 88 tomorrow, 87 Thursday, 86 Friday, Then there's the cool down Saturday, 73, but cooler yet on Sunday with 45 to start and 65 for high, but it's going to be windy. So Sunday morning, wind chills could be in the 30s.
What?
Yes, believe it or not. And yeah, those golfers too at the Valero Texas Open are going to be struggling Sunday morning, I think. Anyway, we talked about April. How did April most likely get its name? That's our Just Ask Justin question this morning. Is it Latin for open, Greek for storms, named after the goddess Aphrodite, or named for a Roman gladiator? Scanning QR code, go to ksat.com/poll if you have already weighed in, and we'll reveal that answer coming up here in about 30 minutes.
All of those sound like really cool answers. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Justin.
you got it.
All right, RJ, how are we looking on the roads?
I'm about to be like, Justin, can I get the origin of that word? I think I know the answer, by the way. All right, let's take a look here at TransGuide traffic cameras. 35 at New Braunfels right now. Traffic looking pretty good for our drivers on the east side right there. 410 Military Drive, west side of town. East side to west side traffic is looking okay for the most part. Right here, closer to Jackson Keller. Good morning to all our folks going out to Antonian High School. We know Antonian, obviously following us here at KSAT 12. Take a look here, 10 at Days of Olive Road. Traffic looking pretty good, despite the fact that we do have an incident right here. This looks like this is going to be our traffic that it is headed westbound towards 1604 and UTSA Boulevard right there. A little bit of delays in that one particular stretch, but nothing major for any of our drivers on the northwest side of town. 35 south of Evans Road, seeing some pretty good backups here right here, FM 1518. And we do have some overnight construction taking place here. You do see some of the headlights there, some of the brake lights coming in both directions of 35. A little bit closer to town right now. 35 at Topper Wine Road. Major delays here, basically stretching from 1604, 35 all the way down to Randolph Boulevard and O'Connor and Weidner Road. So if you're coming up 35, 410, you may think about taking some potential other options. Randolph Boulevard may be one potential option there. Try and work our way around here. Wurzbach Parkway, another option to kind of get through some of the construction that we're seeing on 35 this morning. Let's check in with Alex Gomez in Drive Cam for us. Alex, how are you doing, my man? How are things looking on the roads?
Yeah, good morning, RJ, and I just wanted to show you exactly why we were so slow today going 35 northbound. Check out this machine right here. This machine still on the main lanes, blocking at least 4 of the main lanes. So that's why we only have one lane open, 35 northbound at Olympia Parkway. It took me at least 10 minutes to get here from 1604, but like you said, the tail end of the backup is reaching O'Connor Road now, so I would easily triple that amount of time. If you're headed outbound towards New Braunfels and Cibolo, I would give yourself an extra 30 minutes just to get through this area because it doesn't look like crews are wrapping up.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Alex. And again, with all this construction there, obviously have these large pieces of machinery there. So keep that in mind if you're about to step out. Again, 30 minutes just to make your way through parts of 35 on the northeast side. Back to you guys.
All right, RJ, thank you very much, sir. 620 right now, 65 degrees.
All right, so important news if you're planning a vacation. We all know how much of a headache it can be to wait till the last minute to get this real ID. I'm going to take you through the steps, the initial steps of the process coming up.
In this morning's GMA First Look, NASA astronauts Butch Wilmore and Sunny Williams speaking out after 9 months spent in space.
What was the first thing you did when you got back to planet Earth?
Hug my wife, of course, and my daughters.
A mission planned to only last about a week, turning into an almost 300-day stay in space because of technical issues with the Boeing Starliner.
Help us with this. Were you truly stuck in space?
You know, we have a lifeboat all the time while we're up there in case anything happens, because anything can happen in space, right? We train for emergencies up there. We had a way to get off of the space station in case there was a problem. But I never felt stuck.
The pair returning home on a SpaceX Crew Dragon.
Sunny Williams, big smile, big wave.
And coming up at 7 a.m., more of our fascinating interview with Sunny Williams and Butch Wilmore. With your GMA First Look, I'm Gio Benitez, ABC News, Houston.
New this morning, we got an abandoned house that went up in flames. Thankfully, no one was hurt. But take a look at your screen right now. We got damage there where you can see the scorched wood. How the building next door also had some minor damage. According to San Antonio Fire Department, it is being called a total loss.
Also new this morning, a man was shot in the leg at his own home. According to police, 3 men were banging on his front door at around 2 a.m. asking for a person that the victim did not know. That's when they fired shots which hit that victim in the leg, and then they ran off. The victim was taken to a hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, but the investigation remains ongoing as of right now.
And it's 6:25 right now. Time out, or the temperature is 65 degrees outside. If you have some summer plans that require flying, you need to get your real ID shortly because that needs to be a priority. If you want, wait till the last minute. I'll show you how much of a headache it could be.
All right, and no headache here. We've got Fiesta medals to show you. 6 more to show you, including one with an ode to the Final Four here in San Antonio. Where these came from and how you can get them. Coming up.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
And good morning.
Bottom of the hour, 6:30. Welcome in. We've assembled the team here to just talk about all the things that are happening in San Antonio this weekend.
Yeah, very, very busy week, obviously. Hey, we just saw that ad there. Mamma Mia at the Majestic. Have some folks that are going to be there. So, but yes, all things Final Four. Yes, it's going to be very busy.
Well, first and foremost, let's knock out this weather, though.
Yes.
Because that's something a lot of people need to be known about because it's about to get a little up and down-ish.
Yeah, we're going to get some up and downs. Cold front coming in this weekend, and I'm so glad I can actually show it to you here with some graphics. Okay, so cloudy skies this morning, temperatures in the 60s. Midday, we're going to start to see some clearing, 74 degrees. And by this afternoon, the sun is out. It's going to be warm, and I'll tell you, it'll be humid. We lost some of that humidity yesterday, even though we did see some storms. But it'll be back in full force today, and temperatures will again make the mid-80s. It may even feel a little bit warmer than that. What's ahead? We could see a stray storm today and tomorrow. I wouldn't bank on it, though. I know yesterday was rough, but if we see anything today, it'll be few and far between. If a storm does pop up, I will tell you it could be strong to severe, but most of us stay dry. Better odds of rain Friday night into Saturday morning. That's still the window that we're watching very closely. And then the other big story here is going to be the cooler weather Sunday and Monday. And I do mean cooler. I mean Sunday morning is going to be kind of a shock to the system. Yesterday was so busy. We had those storms pop up, and they were, I think the correct terminology for those storms would be rogue. That boundary was just enough to break that cap and get some storms going, and they were right over the west side of San Antonio when they dropped that big hail, just like you see here on our KSAT Connect. Coming up, we'll take a look at some of those storm reports, and again, we'll look ahead to that weekend and show you just how cold it's going to get on Sunday. RJ.
Hey, Justin, as you take a look there, those pictures, though, with the hail, yes, bit of a dangerous situation. So, again, we thank everyone for doing that safely. Saw a lot of pictures coming into KSAT Connect. Let's give you a shot here of the downtown area. Of course, the beautiful San Antonio skyline. I'll put that up against any other skyline around this entire state. As we take a look here, the one thing I do want to mention, remember, no construction issues. 35 Martin to Cesar Chavez. That has been cleared out for Final Four weekend and even through Fiesta as well. So we have seen traffic significantly improve here in the downtown area, especially on 35 if you're going towards parts of South Alamo. Of course, that would be your exit to Cesar Chavez to get to also Hemisphere. You could also get there from 37 as well. One incident popping up here. This is going to be 90 eastbound right here at 151. That's basically where those two highways meet right there over basically by the Kelly Air Force Base area. And we do see the traffic is moving along, so no major issues right there, but something to keep in mind of because obviously 90 gets very busy, especially as we get closer to 6:30 and our 7 o'clock hours. Biggest sort of delays we're seeing at the moment is going to be 35 right here south of Evans Road. Now we are seeing a bit of clearing here for our drivers coming south right there at FM 1518. So hopefully they've started to pick up some of that construction there. Want to give you a look here at our inbound times right now. And of course, about 30 minutes there if you're coming in from 90 right there, Castroville, starting to see a little bit of traffic build up. Everything else looking pretty good. 72 minutes, more than an hour if you're coming in from New Braunfels right now. Now 25 minutes Kendall County out there in Bernie, 20 minutes to 81 at Bulverde. Not too bad for some of those drivers out there. Speaking of drivers, Alex Gomez in Drive Cam for us on this Tuesday morning. What's up, Alex? How we looking?
RJ, good morning. So I took the U-turn and I'm attempting to go 35 south on the northeast side, but as you can see, it's equally as slow as the northbound lane. So this is going to be 35 south at Top Rewind. According to the map, it's not going to get any better until about Thousand Oaks. So the next time we talk, I'll let you know how long it took me to get through this area. If I get through it, RJ.
That is true. Be careful out there along with the rest of our drivers. Thank you, Alex.
Now to a developing story right now. We got a teacher at Jubilee Academy's charter school has been removed from campus over allegations of an inappropriate relationship with a 17-year-old student. An official with the local charter system released a statement to KSAT yesterday afternoon. It says that they received a report alerting them about the situation. Goes on to say that authorities were notified and the teacher was immediately removed from the campus. A notice was sent out to parents. Administrators say that they are cooperating with the investigation. The name of the teacher has not been released.
Well, after more than 50 years in the classroom, a fall ended an educator's career and her life. Evangeline Riojas broke her femur during a fire drill back in August. Northside ISD police say the 80-year-old tripped and fell. Her son says that led to more than a dozen surgeries, including an amputation. Still, she wanted to get back into the classroom.
He was saying, let me go till Christmas, so I can the kids and tell them I'm leaving, and then I'll retire going into the spring.
So Riojas says that he feels the district failed to support his mother. Tonight on the Night Beat, how Northside ISD says they met the district standards.
All right, it's time to hit those priorities right now. Like many adults out there, life can get very, very busy, but that is no excuse. I myself struggle with adulting, which is why I'm kind of overdue with getting my driver's license updated. It's not expired, but I do need to get it updated. Now, I know I'm not the only one, so to give others out there that little bit more motivation to not wait until the last minute of getting your real ID, I'm taking you on a small journey of getting that real ID, but you can't just show up at the DMV. There's a whole process to getting that process started. The whole concept of this real ID thing is stressing me out, especially with the deadline being May the 7th. I gotta be a bridesmaid at my best friend's wedding at the end of May, and the last thing I need to do is create a bridezilla out of my best friend because I can get on a plane. And because there are so many people who are trying to get their appointments set up to get their real IDs, the dates are all over the place to get in. So I needed a real ID yesterday, which is why I'm going to try to get in one as soon as I possibly can. KSAT.com, at the top of our article, you see it. Courtney Freeman did a fantastic job. In this particular article, not only do you realize what a real ID is, what it looks like, but there are several links that will connect you to ways to get into an appointment. Schedule a driver's license appointment. Okay, I speak English. Put my name, last name, my date of birth. Shout out to the Capricorns. And the last four of my socials. New appointment. Enter a zip code or a city. Here we go. Yeah, could take a trip to Castroville, right? Looks like we are confirmed. Okay, so here's the deal. This is the route that I'm taking, okay? You can do whatever you want. Obviously, we have all the instructions on our website at KSAT.com. You see what you got to do. Again, I'm the type of person, I got so much stuff to do between now and my best friend's wedding in May, and I do not need that May 7th deadline sneaking up on me. So, looks like I'll be in Castroville on Wednesday at 8 a.m. getting my real ID. Now it's time to gather all the documents required to get that real ID. So until next time, the journey to getting this real ID will continue on KSAT. All right, so before I even hit the road to get the catcher ball, I need to get those physical documents, and those documents include an original or certified copy of a birth certificate, the actual Social Security card, a current Texas vehicle registration, proof of car insurance with a policy statement or card, and again, if my name has changed, which it hasn't, but legal documents showing the proof that the name changed from my birth name. Hopefully by Wednesday, again, I will once again be an official Real ID Texan. We're going to keep you guys on this journey, and hopefully it can inspire other people to join me in getting our Real ID before the deadline.
Because we don't need any bridezillas.
Yeah, exactly.
No. Live cam shows that we've got cloudy skies outside. This is what we're watching. You see that blue color there over Texas? That means some much cooler weather is on the way. I'm going to explain coming up.
All right. And 4-day school weeks are becoming more popular after the break. What a new study found about the impact on students.
And are you ready for some medals? You see it right there. Ernie has several this morning. We're getting ready to show them off with Show Me Your Medals. We got a new study from the Texas Education Agency revealing bad news for districts with 4-day school weeks. Students in these districts scored lower on STAR reading and math tests compared to those in 5-day weeks.
So the study covers more than 130 campuses for the 2022-23 school year. For more details, you can check out the full report on our website, ksat.com. Meanwhile, many more districts are considering the transition to a 4-day work week. Floresville ISD is the latest district to join that growing trend.
And the district will begin a hybrid 4-day school week next school year. Patty Santos takes us to Lavernia, where the community transitioned to a shorter school week 2 years ago.
I have a niece that teaches here, and she loves it. She said it works great for her.
So you have a grandchild?
Yes, I have a grandson.
How are they adjusting to this?
I think it's been great for him. He really enjoys having his Fridays off. I enjoy because we can do things on the weekend together.
No complaints from Lavernia families about kids only going to school 4 days a week.
Courtney Morris, and I teach first grade.
Teachers say the initial hesitation families had have been eased.
That our district has come together full circle, and our community really too. You know, daycares have opened up slots for students to come in on a Friday, or even our YMCA program is taking those students on Fridays as well.
Meals are made available to students who need it on Fridays. Morris feels like it's made teachers happier.
You know, I'm able to schedule my appointments. I'm able to get things done around the house. I'm able to even work from home, or we also, as teachers, we have the opportunity to come into the classroom and get things done.
Isaiah Alonso agrees and hopes the district keeps the 4-day schedule.
I don't see it hopefully never going away. And I personally, even our teachers talk about it, how could we ever go back to a 5-day week? This has helped not only our teachers, it's helped our students, it's even helped our athletes too as well.
More and more districts are considering this. What do you say to the district, to the teachers, to the communities that way?
This is the time to do it. Embrace the change.
I haven't met a teacher yet at Lavernia who's not excited about it. And when we do talk about the possibility of going to a 5-day work week, everyone's like, oh no, I hope not.
Okay, so school districts have the freedom to decide their school calendar as long as they provide 180 instructional days with a minimum of 75,600 minutes. But these teachers really credit the community for their success because they say they provided childcare. You know, the YMCAs and childcare facilities kind of stepped up to help those families.
Yeah, I know that was a big, huge deal, especially when you have that empty day. You know, kids got to go somewhere sometimes.
And you got to go to work.
Exactly.
Very good. All right, Patty, thank you so much. Appreciate that. Okay, from Patty, we go on to Show Me Your Medals, and RJ is here to help us out. We have 6 more medals to talk about today, and we're going to get right to it because we were talking yesterday about the Final Four, and I'll direct your attention to the top here. Skanska is a local construction company right here, and you see the basketball in the Alamo Dome. They just completed work on renovations at the Alamo Dome just in time for the Final Four, so they put a little basketball on there for Skanska.
Very nice. I actually did a story on those suites, so if you want to go to KSAT.com, look that up. Brand new suites as we get set for the Final Four. How about Amos? Of course, they are one of our most popular Fiesta stores, featuring the iconic 1962 Florida Street storefront sign, a spinning wheel there of a fortune inside the letter O for Amos. This sign has been refurbished and now adorns the back of that store on Fredericksburg Road.
All right, on to Fiesta Flambeau. This medal is $15 each. It's the official Fiesta Flambeau 2025 medal. This year's parade theme is Deep in the Arts of Texas.
Beautiful, yes. How about the Diamond Dachshund Rescue of Texas? Those be little weenie dogs there. Whirling Weenies Fiesta medals are available for purchase, and you can find out more on their website. Love to see those little weenie
They
dogs.
move, by the way. I can't spin them right now, but the legs move. That's pretty cool. Texas Spine Care Center is the next one there in the bottom center. They call it La Espina.
Nice.
It's a limited edition medal. It's available at Amol's Fiesta store on Fredericksburg Road, or go online to amols.com. $20 medal.
Okay, and something you obviously know very well about, Ernie, the Rafael Consejo Educational Foundation. The Rafael Consejo medal has a classic design for this year, featuring the crown of an elegant crest with a black ribbon drape. Now, proceeds obviously benefiting the Rafael Foundation there, the Educational Foundation. Obviously, Ernie, I know you have a lot of involvement with that.
I am a proud Consejo member, and a shout out to Fabian Castillo, this year's Rafael 76, who's raising a lot of money. So there you have it. Show me your medals, and you have time to show me yours. You can drop off a couple of medals or mail them to the address on your screen there here at KSAT 12, 1408 North St. Mary's, and we'll do at least another 6 tomorrow, and then the day after that, and we'll continue.
All right, love that. Yes, and I saw you doing a little bit of cumbia there, Ernie.
Well, I
here getting in the mood.
I try.
It is fiesta mood, y'all. Let's take a look at the traffic situation quickly. 1604 Culebra Road, west side. Starting to see a buildup of traffic right there. We do have those flashing lights, and it's going to be affecting everything around the Alamo Ranch Parkway area over by Taft High School. We'll continue to keep an eye on that situation for our drivers. 1604 on the west side of town right there at Culebra Road. All right, 410 right here at Crossroads, seeing some activity right here. Another blinking sort of flashing light, stalled vehicle on the side of the road there, not causing too many delays for our drivers. One more quick look here. This is 90 at 151. Looks like our traffic is moving along this area. Let's go to Alex Gomez right now in Drive Cam on this Tuesday morning. Alex, how we looking?
Good morning, RJ. Well, the northeast side is also slow on 35 South. 35 South from Topperwine to O'Connor has already taken me 20 minutes, so keep that in mind. I really wish it was an April Fool's joke. And RJ, just ask question. I'm going to go with D, Gladiator, because RJ, are you not entertained? My favorite movie.
Yes, the great Russell Crowe, and obviously they made the sequel to that. Thank you very much for that update, Alex. We will check back in with him. GMSA Plus out on the roads on this Tuesday morning. Jay Horn, how we looking, man?
I like that answer. I really do. Okay, so I want to show you some pictures here in our KSAT Connect. We have, look at this. I mean, this looks like it snowed yesterday there on the west side. This was at Culebra and Westover Hills. A ton of hail. That storm was just blew up on the west side, and unfortunately the stones were large enough in some spots to do a little bit of damage, but we appreciate all the pictures. It really does help us tell the story where you can safely show us what you're seeing where you are. And I want to show you the storm reports. It's pretty fascinating. All the severe weather was forecast to be out east, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama. You look across Texas, there were no storms except for one storm that popped up there on the northwest side of San Antonio, and that was the one that brought all of that hail. You look at the storm reports here. Now, look, we did see hail in other parts of town, but when you're talking sizable hail that could do some damage, it was mainly relegated to Helotes, Alamo Ranch, Leon Valley, down to the SeaWorld and Lackland area, and that's where it got pretty rough yesterday afternoon. Rain chances going forward, they're still going to be at 10% today and tomorrow, so they're very low, but they do build. Thursday, 20%. Then we go to a 40% chance Friday night, Saturday morning. So if you're planning out the rest of your week, that is a time frame you do want to watch because that is also a time in which we could see some storms. This will also affect the Valero Texas Open. Thursday will probably be okay, but by Friday, that's where the storm chances start to increase. And I think Saturday morning is a time frame specifically that could mess with the golfers and mess with the patrons that are going to be out there. 70s, but 40% chance of morning storms. It will also be cooler and windy on Sunday, so a jacket likely necessary, and that will mess with some of the golfers' play there, I think, too, with those turning winds. As far as the NCAA March Madness Music Fest, Doechii and Pitbull Friday night. Again, this is a time frame where we got to watch it. 40% chance of storms. You want to be aware of this if you're going out there. Temperatures will be in the 70s. Likewise, Saturday and Sunday, there's no rain, but it will be chilly. T-Pain, Jelly Roll, temperatures in the 50s. Benson Boone, Chris Stapleton, temperatures in the 50s. It'll be kind of windy, too, so all things to think about. And as we go forward, this dark blue color you see here on the temperature outlook, that means we have a high likelihood of below average temperatures headed our way by Sunday and into next week. So just know that Sunday will feel very, very different. 88 Wednesday, 87 Thursday, 86 Friday, warm and humid. We talked about the rain chances. That front comes through. We start to see cooler temperatures on Saturday, but we really feel it Sunday. Sunday morning, temperatures in the 40s, wind chills potentially in the 30s. Wild stuff. All right, let's get to Just Ask Justin. How did April most likely get its name? Is it Latin for open? Is it Greek for storms? Is it named after the goddess Aphrodite, or is it named for the Roman gladiator, which was what Alex said?
Yeah.
Alex said
he's the one vote, I think.
As cool as all those are, it has to be Latin for open. I'm going with the viewers and my mom who's playing along.
Okay, what do you think, Ernie?
Well, it's Spanish is abrir or abierto, so I was thinking the same thing in the Latin way. So I'll go with A as well.
You're exactly right. Yes, it is Latin. When you break it down, and basically it's because the blooms of the flowers open in April. Cool. So that's kind of the origin of the name there for the month of April. Thanks for playing along.
Thank you so much, Justin. Okay, coming up on GMSA Plus, how a group of local students are testing how people could live on the moon by going in caves. Devin Karp shares their journey inside the cave without a name.
All right, let's get you updated on the roads right now. Taking a look at your traffic authority, and here we have our TransGuide traffic cameras. Taking a look at I-10 at the Y, guys, and traffic moving along the downtown area pretty good. Right now, 1604 Culebra Road. We are seeing some delays right here. Alamo Ranch Parkway area, something that we will continue to monitor as we make our way through on this morning. Do we want to go to Alex here real quick?
I think we got, okay.
No, Alex, okay, we'll check back in with Alex. GMSA Plus as he takes his way through the entire San Antonio area, guys.
All right, let's check in with meteorologist Justin Horn. What's that forecast looking like?
Well, we're cloudy this morning, guys. Those clouds will clear out midday. We'll get some humid and warm conditions this afternoon. We'll make our way up to 84. Not a bad day. There are some very small chances of a storm next few days, but they start to build those storm chances as we get into Friday, especially Friday night, Saturday morning. Then it turns windy and cooler by the second half of the week, and we'll see temperatures in the mid-60s, guys, on Sunday.
All right, well, thank you so much, Justin. We already know GMSA Plus will continue. We have the full crew, RJ Marquez, Ernie Zunica, Stephanie Serna, and meteorologist Justin Horn. We got your headlines, traffic, and weather. Stick around.
It's Stephanie's birthday today as well.
Hey,
So,
happy
lot to
birthday.
celebrate and get to over the next 2 hours. Don't go away. We'll be back here in just a little bit here on GMSA Plus.